This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Amstrad CPC 664. Welcome back to Arctic Retro. So I recently got this machine and it is working, but it's in a rather ugly condition and the floppy disk drive does not work. So in this video I'm going to see what I can do with this machine, get the floppy disk drive working, and then see if we can run some games and have some fun with this machine. I really love the Amstrad machines. I haven't really done much with Amstrad on my channel before. I have several of the machines, but you know, they all work, so there isn't a lot to do with them. I think they were really good quality computers back in the day. Yeah, and this is the CPC 664 and it's the same as the 464, except it has a built-in 3-inch floppy disk drive. Also got this TAC2 joystick with the machine. Yeah, back to the floppy disk drive. It's a little bit uncommon. It was used on Amstrad and Spectrum machines. I don't know of any other machines it was used on, but it uses these 3-inch double-sided floppy disks, and quite special. This video is sponsored by PCBWay. In my videos I often have the need for some PCBs for my projects, and my favorite PCB manufacturer is of course PCBWay. If you need to have produced your own PCBs, then just head over to PCBWay, where you can upload your Gerber files directly, or you can choose from a wide variety of ready-made PCB designs. And right now in September they have a couple of special promotions. They have a PCB special where you can get the free purple solder mask. That usually comes at a premium, but this September it's free. Get that standout professional look for your boards without the extra costs. They also have a 3D printing special where you can get a massive discount on flexible TPU, which are durable, flexible 3D printed parts. And there you enjoy discounts that scale with the weight of your order. And check out PCBWay 8 project design contest that has started now, where you can compete with electronics, mechanical and AIoT projects. If you have good ideas there, you can now participate and win great prizes. So go ahead and visit PCBWay.com and check out their services. I tested the drive before I started with this video, and it doesn't read anything. I can hear some motor is spinning and the LED is turning on, but cannot read, so I suspect that the drive belt is broken and needs to be replaced. And just to be ahead of time, I already got spare belts for this. I also got a bunch of cassettes and floppy disks for this machine, with this machine I would say, and it doesn't have a cassette player, but you can obviously just connect whatever kind of cassette player you want to use. Also got some original software here, it's the Mastercalc, Locksmith, TAS Print, and some more games. And documentation books, nice to have. Today it's the 29th of August and the weather is so nice, 20 degrees Celsius, so I need to hurry now so I can get outside. This machine is a little bit peculiar because it came with a monitor, and it actually relies on the monitor for its power. It gets its 5 and 12 volts inputs from the monitor. Yeah, let's hook it up then and see if it still works. 5 volts go in there, and then you get the 12 volt DC from there. Yes, there we have it, the familiar Amstrad boot screen, copyright 1984, and it has basic 1.1, and the keyboard works nicely. Nice. Yes, as you can see, it's a green screen monitor, and that's no fun, but you can actually connect this computer to a modern TV or screen if you want to. Back in the day, it came with a color monitor as an option, but that was quite expensive, I think. The focus in this video is the computer and not the monitor. I'm not going to do anything with the monitor. It seems to work just great, but I need to repair the floppy disk drive, and to avoid having that big bulky monitor on my desk, I'm gonna hook this up to my regular TV. But first, let's see what happens if we try to load a floppy disk. It's the run disk command. Yeah, I hear spinning, but it just says disk missing. I tried the different floppy disks and it's all the same on everyone. So how can I hook this up to my modern TV without the power supply? Well, I have this cable. It's actually for a CPC 464. It should work nonetheless. I just need to supply 12 volts and 5 volts. For the 5 volts, I'm just using my bench power supply. I just made a little cable here, and that just goes into here. And then turn on. Yes. So now I got that nice blue and yellow screen. But the disk drive is not powered, so it won't work. I need to find some 12 volt source. Yeah, I got this connector, I can use that. This one here, and it says center positive. So I guess I can just hook it up to that. Yeah, it's not a good connection, but it should work. Try run disk. Yeah, I see a light. Alright, we're up and running, and we have a baseline here for using the machine. And yeah, let's open it up. Here's some history card. It has one entry. It's a 13685, probably when it was bought. Alright, let's see if we can get this off. I guess the keyboard is attached to the top. Yes, it is. Oh, I see a lot of dust, and that's a crazy amount of dust. We have some grounding here. Oh my goodness. And the keyboard, flat flakes. Come on, come on, come on. Don't be a jerk. Come on. No, I can't get it out. The white one came right out. It's gonna come out. Yeah, there you go. Well, well, look at that. That's some dust. I need to clean this. It's not like regular dust. It seems like it's been exposed to some construction work or something. Everything is covered in white dust. So the motherboard is quite neat. It's quite big, to be honest. It didn't have to be this big. There's a lot of open space. But the thing we're interested in now is the floppy drive. Yeah, I'm gonna unscrew it and then clean up the whole thing. I guess the floppy drive is full of dust too, but it doesn't look that bad. Yes, and here we have it. Oh, everything is completely stuck. Yeah, after a little bit of swearing, everything comes loose. Yes, it is full of dust, but inside it's fair. Doesn't seem like it's want to move now, but this is a different kind of mechanism, and yeah, it doesn't seem like it want to move. I was thinking about the belt. First of all, I was thinking, does it even have a belt? But since you can buy a belt, I guess it has. So I guess we need to take off the PCB here. Hopefully these screws are the same length. Yeah, I think I'm gonna remove the front bezel there first. And then we have a little connector there. Yes, I know, I see it. Come on, little connector, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, and here we see the problem. Broken belt. Give it a little blow. So where does the belt go? Well, it goes around here, and then you have this motor here. Q-tip with some IPA. That spinner is quite dirty. I think it has some leftover rubber from the old band. Just try to turn it around, remove it. Yes. Yeah, try and clean off the other side as well. Yeah, so this is what's happening. You know, these rubber belts, they just simply turn into soft, like chewing gum. I don't know how many years it takes, but yeah, totally worthless. You can just put them together like a big lump, like this. It's like a chewing gum. So the new belt, I found it on eBay from France. Obviously I got two. So how does it go in? I guess it goes around there. Yeah, why not? There. That's not right. Now we're getting there. Yes. So now it's installed. So hopefully that was it. Just gonna assemble this now. Alright, floppy drive hopefully repaired. But I can't really work with this dirty machine. I'm gonna take it down to my garage and blow away all the dust. Then I'll be back. Give me some air. Yes, that's better. However, compressed air can't remove everything. There's still some dirt left over here. I'm gonna try and remove as much as I can because I want my computers to be clean. Yes. Yes, and there we go. It looks absolutely clean now. Like new. Clean up the contacts a little bit. Kind of an unusual connector for a floppy drive. Drive is back. I didn't show it, but I did clean the drive head. I also lubricated the drive rails. Yeah, it has a little speaker built in. Alright, so I'm gonna test now if it works, and after that I'm gonna clean up the keyboard and everything. It's lots of dirt there. I hate difficult connectors. Let's see now, does it work still? It won't power up. Did I do something wrong here? I connected it, but there's no power. Well. Did it just die on me for just doing nothing? I mean, I just cleaned it. Oh, it's only me. I'm stupid. I didn't connect the cable. So now, the floppy drive. I'm not sure if my little power supply for the 12 volt is good enough, but we have this hunter killer. Let's see now. Oh my god, I know the keyboard doesn't work. Well, I just disconnected the keyboard contact and connected it again, and now it works. Let's see, run. Some keys work, some don't. My God. I hope it didn't get a break in the in the connector. It looks kind of black. I'm gonna try and clean it up. Looks good, but you never know with these flimsy flat flex. Clean it up. Oh my God, it's quite black. Nope, still doesn't work. I adjusted it a little bit and now it works. Run disk. This is not powered. Nope, there's no life in the disk, even if it has 12 volts. It doesn't even turn on the LED. Hopefully it's the same polarity as the 5 volt. If not, it would be crazy. So I couldn't get power to the floppy disk drive, so I just got the monitor back here and connected it, and now it actually spins. And I measured, it turns out it has center negative 12 volts. So I did reverse that in my attempt to power this. Hopefully it didn't damage anything. Anyway, it still won't read the disk, so yeah, I'm not sure. There's something else wrong here then. It just says disk missing. So I guess then we need to do some more repairs on the floppy drive. What happens if I try to access the drive is, in fact, it starts and spins, but there's no seeking going on. If it's not seeking, then it means that the stepper motor isn't running. It's supposed to go in and out and turn, but it doesn't turn. But I'm not able to turn it back again now. I tried to use a little bit of silicone fat on that screw there. Let's see now, did that do anything? Nope, it's not moving at all. It's not even going back to the stop position. Yeah, so this might be a goner if that motor is not working. However, it could also be a fault in the computer, you know. You never know. So what I think about doing now is to try another drive. I take one from CPC 6128. I think it's the same drive. But before I attempt that, I'm actually gonna check if the capacitors might be the problem here. I mean, I have had many drives before that didn't work because the capacitors had leaked or had gone bad. Problem with these capacitors is that they are very low profile, so it's hard to find replacements. Yes, these are all the values of the caps, so these are common values, and I actually found them all in small sizes except a couple of them, but I don't think that matters, so I'm simply gonna replace them no matter what and see if that helps. That's quick and easy anyway. Yeah, this is a little bit taller than the one that was there, but I think that's alright. I can just bend it if it's a little bit too high. Alright, I'm gonna replace the rest and then I'll be back. Well, I actually ended up not replacing all the caps, but I did solder them all out and test them, and for the most part they were good. I swapped a couple of them, this one and this one. I doubt that has any effect, but still worth a try. Just gonna assemble the drive and then test it. Yeah, I'm gonna test. Now it's still the same. Stepper motor does not move. I don't feel it even trying, so I think there's no power to that motor. Anyway, I'm gonna check the voltages into the drive. Yeah, there's 12 or 11.8. Okay, it's only 4.0. That seems a little low. If I disconnect the drive, then it's 4.1. Still a bit too low. If I check on the motherboard itself, let's try this chip here. Yeah, it's only 4.1. I think that's a little bit too low. It's enough to keep the machine running, but maybe not for the drive. I don't know. The voltage out is 5.0, and I'm not doubting that that is correct. It's very strange that there is a voltage drop on 1 volt from the power supply. And yeah, let me check the in voltage here. Yeah, it's only 4.1. However, my power supply is set to 5 volts and should deliver that, so does it do that? Yeah, it's 4.8 there, so there's a considerable voltage drop then in the cable. Let's check. Yeah, there's almost 300 millivolts drop there, and on the positive side, yeah, over 400 millivolts drop. That means it's almost 1 volt drop in the cable itself. So the cable is the problem here. My homemade flimsy cable drops the voltage with 1 volt, so it has too much resistance. Anyway, in that case, I can adjust the voltage out from the power supply until I get 5 volts here. Let's see now. I just boost up the voltage until it reaches 5 volts. 4.8, 4.9, 5. Now we have 5 volts in on this machine, and it's 5.9 out. Obviously I'm gonna find a proper power supply to this if I'm not gonna use the original monitor. Did this have anything to say for the drive? I'm typing run disk. Yes! It's seeking. It is seeking. Yes, it's loading. It's loading fine. Hunter killer. Okay. That's not a nice sound. Well, it's from the built-in speaker. Yeah, sorry for the messy setup here. Now it's getting 12 volts from the monitor, and it's getting 5 volts from my bench power supply. The drive is working. Anyway, does the drive work now with the original monitor setup? Yes, it does. You probably don't see it, but the picture looks kind of nice. It's yeah, it's CRT with a little bit bad potentiometers. What I'm thinking to make a dedicated power supply for this machine using one of these small Meanwhile power supplies. They're very good quality, modern switching supplies, and quite cheap, and this can provide 65 watts. But that needs a little bit more planning, and I need to buy some more casing for it, or some I need to find a 3D print model and some cables. I'll look into that. But for now, I'm gonna continue with cleaning up this machine. I'm gonna take out the keyboard and all the keycaps. It's quite dirty and it needs a good wash. It could even be an option to mount a power supply inside the machine itself. Here's the 12 volt input, and that's the 5 volt input, so could just bypass those and then provide the 5 volt to the video output if it's necessary. But for now, for this video, I'm gonna clean it up, make it look great again. Then we're gonna test some of the software that came with it and see if we can have some fun with that. Do a little cleaning under here before I attach the drive. A little bit of contact cleaner on the switch. And this pot meter here. Drive is back into place. Just a little bit cleaning on the drive itself. Head is now cleaned before. Alright then, I'm just gonna clean off the whole motherboard here and all the ports, and then I'll be back. Yeah, before I clean up the keyboard and the top case, I'm gonna remove the keyboard, and that way I can take the plastic downstairs and clean it up in some soapy water. And yes, I decided I'm gonna make a proper power supply for this machine. It's gonna be specially made for use with that cable which I have, and then you'll see how to do that a little bit later in this video. Oh, I need to remove the speaker as well. By the way, I noticed that the end of this ribbon cable looks a little bit worn out. I tried to clean it off a little bit with a cotton swab and some isopropyl alcohol, but yeah, I don't know. It's quite black on some of the pins. There you go. Oh, there's a lot of dust. So this is just clipped in then. Just be careful with the plastics, can easily break. Yeah. There you go. Alright, I take this down, clean it up, and then I take off the keycaps and clean those as well. Oh, yes, and it's the same type of mechanism as the C64. These are very hard to pull out. I almost pull out my wrist. Yeah, that was it. Okay, it's quite gross underneath, so it needs a good cleaning. I vacuum these and then clean in between, and then I take the keycaps and the springs and clean them in water. Then I'll be back. Alright, keyboard is clean, looks like new. Machine is clean, keycaps clean, I'm clean too. Just gonna assemble the thing and then we can test some software maybe. Right, so I managed to assemble the keyboard and get the screws and everything correct. Yeah, and now it looks very clean. It's a little bit worn. I can see there are some thin stripes here and there. I don't know. Maybe I polish it a little bit afterwards. It's a little bit dried out, maybe from washing. Yes, it's back all together now, and it took a couple of tries and adjustments to get all the keys working, because as I told you, the flat flex cable end of that was a little bit bad, but now they all work. But it's obviously a weak spot. Yes, and that's a really nice picture on the screen. That's RGB, so it's the best you can get from this machine, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna test. There's a bunch of floppy disks. This is called Master Calc. I'm not sure if everything works, but yeah. Let's see if we find something interesting. Preferably some games. Master Calc sounds boring. Yeah, I guess there's different ways to load programs. Yeah, there's mcalc. So run mcalc.bas, I think. Yeah, and this is a Norwegian program from Kelly Data. I tried to Google that name, but yeah, here it says Campbell Software Design and Amsoft, so I guess Kelly Data just translated it. Okay, let's make a new sheet then. Let's say 10 rows and 4 columns. What? 10 rows, 10 columns. And now we can move around here with the cursor keys and enter data. And that's about what I'm gonna show you here. I'm sure you can use formulas like summing and stuff. Well, S for sum. Sum. But how? I need to read the manual. Yes, boring stuff. Excel for the Amstrad. Well, here we have something. Bruce. This was a unmarked floppy disk. Maybe it's Bruce Lee. Oh. Yes. That's one of my favorite games of all times on the Commodore 64. I hooked up the TV to audio, but it's still in the speaker. And the speaker is just as loud as my TV, but much more. Oh yes, of course it has a volume. It has a volume on the side, but it's quite low, but much better. Let me play some Bruce Lee. Yes. Enter to begin. Oh, what happened to the music? Oh. Oh. I need to practice. Yeah, remember you need some space to be able to hit them. Yes. Ah, you can duck, of course. Alright, that was cool. Let's try another one. Is it double-sided or do you have to turn the floppy? Let me try to turn it. Yeah, there's something else. Task print and rally. I really don't know what you're supposed to do here. You're supposed to just watch it, or can you go out of it? They really torture you to sit and watch this every time. Amsoft demo, I guess. Well, there's no fun in that. How do you load a basic program? Load? list Marie Celeste. Okay, let's run that. Oh. I am a small boat alongside the Marie Celeste. That's the river. I can see a knife and a rope. Take knife. Haha. Take rope. It was tied too tightly for me. Use knife. Okay, I was thinking use the knife to cut the rope. Cut a rope. You cut the rope and take it. Nice. Look. Exits are no. Yeah, okay. That's it. Highsoft Pascal. RAM top enter for default. I used to program Pascal back in the day when I went to engineering school, and that was quite a nice programming language. Then I moved over to C, and after that I never saw Pascal again. But I'm not gonna try now. You have the option here. If you want to program this machine, you can do it. Star Strike. Let's try this one. Oh, it's kind of difficult. .3D game, but it's very hard to control. Pinball made in BASIC. Well, it's not that bad. Oh, it's difficult and fast, and you can break it and list the program. So far every disk has worked, but some of them contains personal stuff like schoolwork and things like that. Okay, what's this then? Where am I going? What's the point? I have no clue. Button doesn't do anything. Oh. Okay, we have this Harrier game, which is well known. Didn't have much color. Kind of simple. How do I drop bombs? Yeah, you can have the basic and everything in 80 column mode if you want. I don't know how to switch, but suddenly from exiting a program it did that. And here, what do we have here? Yeah, I think it's just operating system disk of some kind. Yeah, and that was it for the floppy disks. Not a lot of fun there, but on the cassettes there's a lot of more games. But to hook up a cassette player to this machine, you need a special cable with a DIN connector. I don't think I have that. Maybe I have, but I don't think I have time to explore that in this video. Now I was thinking about making a power supply for this machine. By the way, to change the screen mode, you use the mode command. 2 for 80 column mode. I guess 1 is 40 column then. Yes, what about 0? Oh, it's even bigger. What's that, 20 columns mode? So in this mode you have 160 times 200 pixels in 16 colors. I guess most of the games use that in mode 1. You have 320 times 200 in 4 colors. And in mode 2 you have 640 times 200 pixels in only 2 colors. Anyway, I'm gonna make a power supply. so that I don't have to use my bench power supply anymore, and also to replace this little adapter. To make a power supply we have several options. Of course, I have these here from various manufacturers, but this small one that I showed you before, it's a Meanwell. It's a very small form factor. This, I don't remember where I got it. It has a standard IEC connector and a power switch there, and it's a Chinese Delta Electronics, plus and minus 5 volts and plus 5 volts at 9 amps. So this is definitely overkill. This is another Meanwell I recently bought from DigiKey, so it's not a China ware, and it also has plus and minus 12 and plus 5 volts. This is more handy with the connections here. You don't need to have specific contacts like these. This is obviously better with regards of the size, but I think I'll go with this. It's a little big, but that doesn't do anything. I think it only costs like 30 euros on DigiKey, and that's not a lot. And I also found a case for it, a 3D model I can print, and it's easy to connect both the mains input and the different voltages, and we don't need the minus 12 volt. Before I start filling with a case or box for this and 3D printing and stuff, I'm gonna actually hook up the wires I need and see that it actually works. What we need is the 5 volt output like this, and the 12 volts output like this. It's kind of strange that they have reversed the gender of the contacts, but that's how it is. I already bought this for this purpose, and I could use this short cable here, but it's too short. I want a longer one, so that's what I bought. This one I can cut in half, and then the power wire is just a standard, what you call it, figure 8. So hook up the mains first. I'm not gonna make it grounded. Yeah, cut it there. So this goes into the mains. And since we're in Norway, there's no difference between live and neutral. All our sockets are reversible. Yeah, just prepare cable. Probably this is not allowed in this country. You cannot do electrical work like this. I think at least you cannot install wall sockets and stuff like that. It's not allowed. I mean, what could go wrong? Well, you could make a bad connection and it could result in heat being generated, and in the worst case a fire. But I mean, this is sturdy. Then we have the 5 volt cable. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna make it. Yeah, if the power supply itself is lying on bench, I don't need too much, but if it's lying on the floor, I need at least 1.5 meters. Yeah, this looks to be a good quality cable. Obviously here the polarity matters, but let's see now, is it center negative? No, it's not. It's center positive. And what's the center then on the cable? What is center? The center is the white. The white goes into the plus 5 volt terminal. and ground is the COM on. And I guess this is plus 12, but to be sure, I either need to look up the data sheet for this, or I can simply measure it. Now it's alive. There's even a LED indicator. Yeah, it's plus 12, that's plus 5, and that's minus 12. And there's an adjustment screw there. If you connect this to your computer and the voltage drops a little bit, you can adjust it here so it's exactly 5 volts. I'm going to do that later. Just to double check that we have center positive. Yes. Now for the 12 volt I'm going to use the other end of of the cable. And it turns out I cut it almost exactly in half. You know, it actually has the right connector. I was thinking just to install a contact like this in the actual power supply and then connect it to the actual wire coming out of the computer, but that wire is quite short. So if I have a long 5 volts wire, then I have the short 12 volts, that's no good. So then I just go with this, and we have the same cable. Hopefully it's the same polarity as the 5 volts, but I'm gonna double check. Okay, let me check the polarity now. See if it's the same on the 12 volt as the 5 volts. It's not. What the heck? I assumed wrongly. It's reverse polarity. The 12 volt has center negative. If we do like this, it's gonna be bad, I guess. I'm not gonna try it, but if you feed the 12 volts into the 5 volts, what would happen? Anyway, I'm ready to test my power supply, and now you see it made sense to have a long cable. So now I just insert this into that and that into that and turn it on. Yes, I hear the drive. Nothing blew up. The drive is working. Let's check. Yes. Nice. So now I'm just gonna find a box for this so it's safer, you know. That's live 230 volts. This is the actual power supply. It's a RT65B, and yeah, it's actually below 20 euros for one DigiKey, so that's quite cheap. Meanwhile, RT65B enclosure. Let's see how long does this take to print. It has some stability issues, yeah, I know. 18 hours. Well, I used the 90% infill, let's say 15%. Yeah, now it's down to 11 hours, but still that's a long time, so I think I print one at a time. Yes, the print is finished and it looks to fit very nicely. There it goes like this, and there's screw holes underneath. They align perfectly with the power supply. Then we have the front cover. Goes like this. Maybe not the most secure. It's still open. You can still poke your fingers in there. I didn't realize that. It doesn't really close very well. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. By the way, I added some text. Can you see it? Arctic Retro, and there is the model. Meanwhile, RT65B. Also, I actually added a wire for the minus 12 volts here, because while this I made for the Amstrad, it actually is quite generic and could fit on many other computers. Not ideal with it still being open, so not a very good design actually. I might look for another one. Not happy with this model. Yeah, I'm just adding like this screw terminal so the -12 isn't in risk of being shorted, and if I need it sometime later I can just connect it to there. So I need to find another solution. I think I simply buy a ready-made metal box at my electronics shop and just drill some holes, and that way I can secure the cables properly and not have to worry about that. But the most important goal was met. I have labeled now the wires 5 volt and 12 volt center negative and center positive, and yeah, it's easy to hook up this Amstrad without having the original monitor. Just gonna measure the 5 volt output, which is adjustable now that I have the machine on. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. 5.08, so I don't have to adjust anything then. I think this case was made for a scenario where this power supply is screwed down to a table or a wall and something like that, not being loose. So then it might make sense, but not in this scenario. I need to find something else. So that was it for this video. Fun to work on an Amstrad again. I hope you think so too. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something. Just want to say thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my patrons, and see you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.